Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. I'm like looking at the camera and I'm like, is it fogging up? Is it so humid out here that it is fogging up? Hold on a second. Let me clear the camera like when we are on vacation and I have to do that. Is that better? I feel like that's a little bit better. It is very humid out today. It just feels like wet outside. And I kind of like it. Because it feels like we are in the middle of summer, in the middle of the heat and the wetness of, this is kind of what a Midwest summer is. It's very damp and very hot, and that is what today is. Actually, it's not super hot today, but it is very humid because it rained all last night. And, so it's wet everywhere. And in fact, actually, I woke up today to my neighbor texting me. And I got up and I did like my prayers and meditations and stuff. And then I was reading my texts. And my neighbor texted me and he said, one metal screw did not keep the drain spout together, referring to this. And I was like, what is he talking about? And I said, I went and I looked out the kitchen window and I said, I didn't even notice until right now. And he had already, he came over and he was like, I already was just over and tried again, second time maybe the charm. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm really sorry that you had to do that. I really appreciate it. Isn't that so sweet? My neighbor just came over and checked on it and fixed it for me. So sweet, isn't that? I love that. So anyway, I have the best neighbors in the entire world. Best neighbors in the entire world. Okay, let's do a little time and temperature check. It is currently early vlog. My phone is even fogged up. It is currently 4:05 p.m. Now, I talked about how hot it is out here and watch. And look at the temperature. It's going to be like 74 or something like that. Oh, it was close. Close. 75. But it's very humid out here. It's very damp. It actually feels a lot warmer than 75. It feels like maybe it's like 81 or 82. What are you doing walking by yourself? Oh, picking up poop back there? It's humid out today, isn't it? She went, I just looked in the weather and it doesn't say we're supposed to get any more, but everybody keeps on saying that we're supposed to get a bunch of rain tonight. Hey, how are you? I hope not. I want to get my walk in before it starts pouring down rain. I have a visitor?
Yeah, a little guy.
What is it?
Chipmunk.
Oh, I love the chipmunks. I just filled all the bird feeders so you can see all the birds are out. They're not scared of you. When people walk by, they usually fly away.
I haven't come. Those are the ones that come to my house.
Oh, they come to your...
They know me.
They know you. You know, when I walk far away from here, and I'll see ducks and bunnies, and I'll be like, I wonder if they're the same ones that come to my yard.
You never know.
You never know. Well, enjoy your walk.
You too, what do you do?
I will. It's good seeing you guys. He's in a good mood today. Look at him.
Who?
Max, he's all chipper and stuff.
Oh, he just got brushed.
Oh, he got I wondered, he looked a little furry and fuzzy today.
Yeah, that on Monday because he gets groomed.
Oh, he's getting groomed on Monday?
Yeah.
He's so cute. You guys have a good one. You know, it's so funny when I'm walking. Last night I was walking and, I did see, so I feel like my hat is really, I almost did not wear my hat today. Do we even care if I wear a hat or not? I was like, for the people, and don't call people, let me wear a hat so I look a little bit nicer. But I took a shower last night, so my hair doesn't look too bad. Except for this one, Darling Joe. Do you remember I used to call that one hair that would hang out, Darling Jolene Joe? I'm getting groomed on Monday, too. I'm getting my hair cut on Monday. What was I saying? Oh, so when I was walking around the neighborhood last night, I pushed it is really like dark over here. What is going on with this camera? I don't know if it's because it's kind of dark outside today. I mean, it does look like it's going to storm, but I just looked at the weather and it's not supposed to. So, what was I going to say? Okay, so when I was walking, last night I walked for 2 hours and 10 minutes. Exactly the same amount of time that I walked the night before. I had to really, really push myself because at about an hour and a half, I was like just ready to come back. I was like, I am tired. It was very, very dark out last night. I found myself on these dark roads. I actually put one on my Instagram. I took a picture of it. I found myself on these really, really dark roads. Hold on, let me pull up the picture. So this was one of the dark roads that I was on last night. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like, well, this is actually this is like this alley that connects these, well, it's not an alley because we're like in the suburbs, but that connects these two streets together. And I'm always kind of like freaked out to go. It's literally probably about 200 feet, and I'm like always freaked out. It goes into like a cul-de-sac, and I'm always kind of freaked out to walk through there. And last night, I finished one book. What was the book that I finished? I started listening to this book last night called You're Not Supposed to Die by Kaylin Bayron. It's like a slasher novel. I only have, I had 51 minutes left. It was really short. I think, like, because I listened to them fast, I listened to them at 2x5 speed. Well, not all of them. If I can't understand what's going on, I slow it down. But I think this one was only 2.5 hours. So I listened to like an hour and 40 minutes last night walking. But anyway, what did I finish before that? Oh, I finished that, what do you call it, book. This Book Will Bury You. That was really, really good. I ended up giving it 5 stars. So do you remember how I talked about, was I telling you guys this, or was I telling Tanya and Nikki, that I kind of figured, like I felt like I had it figured out, and I was like, if I have it figured out, it's going to be like a 4-star, because if I can figure out a book, like I get real disappointed unless it ends on like a really cool note or something like that, and then it takes it to a 5-star. For me, 5-star ratings on Goodreads I reserve for books that like I will be talking about for a long time, but also books that have some kind of like I can read a really, really great thriller, and I'm trying to think of like a great thriller that just is a stand-up, like it has no like purposeful meaning or anything behind it, because usually it has to have some kind of like purposeful meaning behind it, or you know, something like that for me to like take it to a 5. Take it to a 5. Take it to a 5. Oh, the Pacers lost last night. All of Indianapolis is so upset about it. What's the book that I read that was in Reese's book club a couple years ago? First Lie Wins. Like, that thriller was so good that alone would get like 5 stars. Like, it doesn't have to have any purposeful meaning behind it. Oh, the Denise Mina books, Conviction. That one, those books, I think there's 2 in the series so far, are so good. Those are books I tell people to read all the time. Malibu, well, okay, but Taylor Jenkins Reid isn't just a thriller writer. Like, I feel like her books have more meaning to them. Like, the 2 books I recommend to people all the time are The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I think that's a really important book to read, and Malibu Rising, I think shows a lot of like family conflict and coming together and stuff like that. I love those 2 books, but those aren't really, those aren't like thrillers. I'm trying to think of a thriller that I would give like 5 stars to. I guess I could look at my thing, because it was just such a great thriller. Well, First Lie Wins. I don't know who it was by. This book kind of surprised me. I had it figured out a little bit, but just like, I had like 1 out of like 5 or 6 things figured out. And so I was surprised by the ending of it. And then it ended so beautifully. So I was kind of interested, because I think it's Ashley Flowers. Is she the host of one of the hosts of the Crime Junkies podcast? It's actually here in Indianapolis. Both of her books take place in Indiana, near Mishawaka, which is north of here. I was just talking to Jessie, my sister-in-law, about this, because so she has read those books too, and she's from up north. Jessie's from like where the Ashley Flowers books take place. She's from a small town like near there, near Mishawaka. And so I was talking to her about them because she loved them, and she's like, oh, they're very like accurate to that area. But one of the things that Ashley Flowers did in her, I think it was her first book that she put out, was that the case that the book is about is very similar to JonBenet Ramsey. And so when I started reading it, I was like, is this because she's like a true crime podcast host, and so she just kind of like took the JonBenet Ramsey case and kind of stirred it and stuff? I mean, there was even like speculation about like a brother in there. I mean, there was a lot of similarities between the JonBenet Ramsey case. But as you read the book, she just kind of like, there's no way. I mean, has anybody seen any interviews with her where they ask her the question? I mean, there's so many similarities to the JonBenet Ramsey case that she had to have taken the fundamental idea for the book from the JonBenet Ramsey case. It's not about that. It's about this girl and all this woman and all this other kind of stuff. But and like her history and kind of like it connected to that case. It's not the JonBenet Ramsey case, but it's like if you took the JonBenet Ramsey case and put it in a different city and like changed some of the details about it. It's just very similar. But I didn't mind it because what happened was she kind of like twisted it and turned it, and then it was like just really the foundation for the book. But I feel like I've read several thrillers in the last couple years. Would this be considered a trope? Like, I remember when I got on BookTube, everybody was talking about, like, tropes we're tired of and things like that. Like, you know, love triangles. Like, that was, like, a trope people were really tired of for a while. You know, like, literature tropes and writing tropes that people just get really sick of and things like that. Like, meet cutes. I'm over meet cutes, okay? Like, I'm just real over meet cutes. But anyway, but I don't read a lot of romances anyway, so it doesn't matter. But is this, like, would that be considered a trope? I don't even know. Where, like, writers take true crime, like, real stories and kind of, like, base it off that. So I don't want to ruin this book for anybody because I think that if you like thrillers, like, I would probably put this in my, like, top 5 recommendations for the last 2 years. This book will bury you. And I remember when I talked about getting it, somebody commented on my vlogs, I think I was talking about it over here. I feel like I have the lighting off on this camera or something, but I can't switch it while I'm recording and I don't want to turn it off. So anyway, I'll figure it out and adjust it for tomorrow's vlog. But anyway, it's also very, very dark up here right now. Oh, look. I hung Queen Fern back up. And the other ferns are in that corner over there because it was like raining so hard last night. But I watered them. She's struggling a little bit from like having been out like in the sun and the paint and all that when they've been painting and stuff like that. She's struggling a little bit. Ferns, like I don't know everything about ferns. I don't know much, but I know I love them. But I have learned a little bit about it. Ferns like shade and they don't like a lot of water is what I've learned. And the two little ones were sitting on the edge when this was all dripping last night and they are drenched. So I moved them back. I watered her, and then she was sitting out in the rain, and I just think that they've had, like, a little bit too much water. I was going to bring Fernalicious and Farrah out here this weekend, but if I do, I'm going to put them right there, and they're going to have to do they're going to have to fix he did a nice job of fixing that. They're going to have to fix the drain spout and all that kind of stuff. So I don't want them right there and then them to get hurt. Anyway, okay, I'm trying to think about how to explain this book to you guys without ruining it for you. So it's about this 24-year-old woman, okay, and she experiences loss in her life. And the way that she deals with the grief, this is all like literally like in the first 5 minutes, or first like 5-10 pages of the book. The way that she deals with the grief is she sees like this news, I don't remember how it starts because the case that it starts on is not the case that the book is about. She sees like this news coverage of like a missing person case, and she starts getting in these like true crime forums online and becomes really obsessed with it. And then it takes her into like, there's so much more backstory to it that I'm leaving out because I don't want to ruin it for anybody, because the character development is just, I mean, it's really about the character development of these people that are like true crime citizen detectives and how they become friends and stuff like that. So the case that they work on through the majority of the book is called the Delphine case, which is interesting because in Indiana, hey, how are you?
Good.
It's good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So this guy I have not seen in like probably 2 or 3 years. He is so nice. But it was so funny because a couple years ago he was running for HOA president, and I think I voted for him actually. I think I got one over. But like he would walk down the street. There was like 2 of them. There was like another guy, and he would like wear this thing that said like vote for so and so. For it was like him, and he would wear like this T-shirt that he would walk through the neighborhood and it said like vote for him for HOA. You cannot make that shit up, okay? Like seriously, Caroline saw it one day and she's like, "Is this for real?" Like this guy had this T-shirt on, vote front and back said like vote for Peter Monn. I'm not, but it was like his name for HOA president. But this guy was running for HOA president. So they send out ballots. It's like this sheet in September, I think, that they send it out, and then you have to like vote on all the positions and stuff like that. Some of the positions there's like only one person running, so obviously it's that. But like that year, I think there was like 4 people running for president or something like that. And that guy was one of them. And I can remember because he would walk down the street and he would talk to each person if you were like outside, he would stop and talk to you. But he would never just be like, hey, will you vote for me for HOA president? I'm kind of the person that like, if you would just come out to me and ask me, like, I'm more than likely to do a favor for somebody if you just straight up, like, don't call me on the phone and be like, oh my God, this girl years ago, I'll never forget. We were just kind of acquaintances anyway. I still remember the conversation I had with Alex. She like called me. I don't know that I had ever talked to her on the phone. And this was years ago. This was before I was on YouTube. And I was like, hello? I don't even remember where I was. I think it was at like a gas station or something. I didn't even know who it was. And she was like, hey. And I was like, hey. And she's like, it's Judy Smith. And I was like, she didn't say Judy Smith. She was like, it's Judy. And I was like, and her name is common. And I was like, is this somebody I know from recovery? It wasn't a sober person. It was somebody Alex and I knew from going out. And I was like, first of all, I'm not going to tell you what the favor was, but the favor was so bizarre. Like, it had nothing to do with, like, online stuff, because this was before I was ever online, and it had nothing to do with any of, like, my careers or anything like that. It was such a it was like, could I, like, it was just such a bizarre request of, like, I knew somebody that she knew and could, like, it just was such a weird, anyway, it was so weird. But, like, I would have much more respected if she had called me up and just been like, hey, like, I saw that you know so-and-so, like, could you make the connection? I've had people do that all the time. I have no problem doing that. I mean, that's networking, right? Like, I have no problem doing that. And people have done it for me, too. You know, Caroline, my cousin, is the queen of networking. You need something done, call her. She's got the person to do it. And she'll tell you. She'll be like, there's 2 guys I use. Like, if I said something about, like, I need my gutters done, she'd be like, there's 2 guys I use. One of them's really cheap, but it's going to take you forever to get into him. The other guy's really expensive, but he does great work. Caroline is, like, the queen of networking. I think it's probably 30 years of being a realtor, too. But not just house stuff. Like, she knows somebody for everybody. Oh, you need, like, you need somebody to do caricature art, you know, portraits at your party. Caroline knows the person. I mean, Caroline knows somebody for everybody. It's so bizarre. So anyway, this gal calls me on the phone. I'll never forget it. The favor is so weird, even to this day when I think about it. It wasn't just like, can I make an introduction to you? Like, it wasn't that. It's just such a bizarre... Anyway, so I said to her, it was like, could I bring this person... Okay, she wanted to, like, date somebody, and it was like, could I bring this person to, like, something that she was gonna be at, and then, but could I also just, like, act like I just happened to, this wasn't even somebody that I knew very well that she wanted me to bring, and could I just, like, bring them and have it be, like, I don't know that you know what I'm sitting here thinking? I don't know that I've talked to her since this phone call either. I don't think I've seen her out in public or anything. But anyway, she, like, wanted me to bring, okay, she wanted me to bring somebody that, like, she realized that I knew that she was interested in, to, like, this thing that she was going to be at, and then she could just be like, oh, hey, Peter, it's great to see you. Who's your friend? Like, I was like, what? It was so weird. But she didn't, like, just come out and ask me, like, hey, I noticed that you know so-and-so. This was the conversation. Hey, how are you? And I'm like, good. And she's like, it's Judy. And I'm like, in my head, like, Judy who? Like, it's literally a common name, like Jenny, okay? Like, I probably know 20 Jennies, right? So if somebody called me and said it's Jenny, somebody texted me right now and said it's Jenny, I'd be like, Jenny who? Like, I probably know 30 Jennies in my life, maybe 40, you know what I mean? It's a real common name like that. And so I was like, hey, how are you? And she was like, I'm good, how are you doing? And I was like, good. I was like, I said, I can't remember how I said it, but I said something like, when's the last time we saw you? Somehow I finally figured out who it was. And so she was like, so what have you guys been up to? I don't know what I was doing, but, like, I was on the way to, like, an appointment or something. And I was like, just sweetie, get to the point, right? And she was like, what have you guys been up to? And I was like, not much. And in my head, I'm thinking, I have not talked to her, I don't think, ever on the phone. Like, ever once. No text messages, nothing. Like, this was just somebody we randomly knew from going out. Like, if we saw them, we'd be like, hey, it's so good to see you. She's like, I haven't seen you and Alex for so long. Okay, she asked questions about the dogs. She asked questions about Alex. Finally, about 15 minutes into this conversation, I said, hey, listen, I'm really kind of, like, running late. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, well, I wanted to ask you a favor. Then she got to this weird-ass favor. And I was like, I said, I don't remember how I said it, but basically, like, let me see what I can do. She never reached back out to me. So anyway, I remember the conversation I had with Alex, and he was like, that is so weird. I was like, she is weird. She is weird. That is so strange. So anyway, but this guy would do the same thing, right? But he was real nice. But he would like come up and he'd be like, your yard looks good. Like, I have anything to do with our yard. We have landscapers, you know? And I'd be like, thanks. No, really, it looks nice. And then like 5 minutes in the conversation, he'd be like, have you considered voting for me for HOA president? I'd be like, I haven't. I don't know your name, you know? Like, what's your name? And I'll vote for you, because I don't really know any of the people that are running for HOA president, so I don't care. But anyway, so, but every time if I was outside, like, I'd sometimes see in the kitchen and like be like, is he coming by? Because that's like, that August leading up to it. Who just texted me? My husband. Bonnaroo was canceled. Oh, well, I gave you guys the update yesterday. But then they canceled all of Bonnaroo. He sent me this. Let's see what he texted me and said. On the bus to Chattanooga, he said. Oh, there's my other favorite dog, Charlie. So he sent me this thing last night. Hold on a second. Well, Traders, the new cast came out. Did you see that? So Bonnaroo put this statement out. And it says, I was teasing him. I said, well, there was 2 lost hours picking out an outfit you were going to wear for Bonnaroo. Because he sat in the bedroom with his friends on this, like, joint FaceTime call where they were all picking out their outfits for Bonnaroo. It was like this 2-hour FaceTime call. Hey, how are you? I was just saying there's my favorite dog, Charlie. How's he doing? Why?
Yeah. Want to go say hi? You're busy.
There's a lot of corn right there, so watch out for him, because I got it for like the squirrels and stuff. It's good seeing you. She goes to the pool a lot. I usually see her at the pool. And then a couple years ago, she rescued that dog. He's really, really sweet. Really sweet dog. There's a lot of sweet dogs in this neighborhood. Oh my God, last night when I was walking down the street that I don't usually walk. It was really dark last night. We'll get to the walk in a second, but it was really dark last night. And I got like far enough away that I was like, I don't know what I did. I just kept on walking and walking and walking and not really thinking about it. And it was getting darker and darker. And like I knew, because I didn't leave last night until 9. And I texted Alex and he was like, it's pretty late for a walk. And I was like, I know, but I want to get my walk in. I'm only going to walk for like an hour tonight. And so he was like, okay, well, be safe. And I mean, the roads are already dark. And I kept on walking. It wasn't dark when I left here. I mean, it was probably like, there was probably 40 minutes left of light outside. And so I just kind of went in this direction, these new streets that I've been walking. And I got to like where I was going to turn around. And it was like 5 minutes before I was going to turn around. And I don't know why it hit me. And I was like, you are so stupid. Like, you've been walking down dark street after dark street that has no street lights. That literally has like bushes on either side of these small ass streets. And now you have to walk back that way, because there's no other way for me to get back than to walk. And I'm listening to this slasher novel, okay, about this camp that's like, it's Friday the 13th, and I'm listening to this book that is about, well, I'll get to it in a second, but it's basically like this the set of like what would be Friday the 13th, like Camp Crystal Lake, and then this like murders that happens there. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like this, I mean, I had a great walk last night, and I ended up like, well, I was gonna say this in a second, but like an hour and 30 minutes. I was like, I am so tired, but I wanted to at least get in 2 hours, which I did. So anyway, okay, the Bonnaroo statement. I'm not gonna read the whole thing because it's really long. But it said on here today. This was from yesterday. The National Weather Service provided us with an updated forecast with significant and steady precipitation that will produce deteriorating camping and egress conditions in the coming days. We are beyond gutted, but we must make the safest decision and cancel the remainder of Bonnaroo. We're going to make things right with you. I'm really surprised. I don't know many music festivals that ever... Ultra's closed down because of thunder and lightning and stuff like that. It's lightning because they can't have like the stage equipment and stuff, but never like the day before did they cancel the whole thing. I'm blown away. especially when it had 2 days left of the festival. And Alex didn't say, he said the rain's okay, it's not horrible, but they're like an hour and a half from Bonnaroo, I think. We are going to make, do you love the morning doves? Listen, I love them. We are going to make things right with you, and you will find refund information at the end of this message, but let's start on the next steps. So anyway, and so then after that I said, oh my God, what are you guys going to do? And Alex said, we're packing and leaving as soon as we're packed. I said, shut up. LOL, I knew he wasn't. He was like, no. So they got this like party bus thing to go there and drive. It was going to stay there and then drive them back. He said, no, the bus is non-refundable, so we're just going to take a tour of the Chattanooga Hills. So that's what they're doing today. They're like going into Chattanooga and stuff like that. He was actually more excited about that than he was about Bonnaroo. I was kind of surprised. But anyway, so this book, so talking about like the book again. So the Ashley Flowers book was based a lot on, I'm like, in my head, I forgot that I got to the Delphine part. Okay, so this book, the Ashley Flowers book was kind of like the first one. The second one wasn't so much. If it was based on a true crime, I don't know which one I read. But anyway, one of them was based on the JonBenet Ramsey case. So this book I start reading, and the case that they're like, I'm not going to tell you a lot about it, but the case that they are focused on is, hey, thank you so much for fixing that. That was so nice of you. Well, you did such a great job. I really appreciate it.
I made sure I got it in this time. I came in on this side.
Oh, thank you.
Good work with that.
You look so nice. Are you guys going somewhere?
We're going to the soccer game.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. That's why you got your soccer shirt on.
Yeah, that's the only one I have.
Well, have fun. Don't get rained out. I don't think it's supposed to rain anymore, but people keep on saying it is.
20% chance between 6 and 7.
Really? He's smelling all the food around my tree.
But he's sniffing it up.
He's sniffing it up. have fun. Thank you so much again. I owe you one.
Oh, you're welcome. No problem.
They're going to the Indianapolis soccer game. I can't remember what they're called right now. Is it the 11? Something like that. He's real excited about it because my neighbor used to play soccer when he was growing up. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I want to go to the soccer game. So we're going to go to the soccer game and stuff like that. And he had a soccer shirt on and like khakis. He's really sweet. It's so funny in my neighborhood because, so, you know, like, I'm kind of like Alex and Laura are definitely younger from the neighborhood, but I'm like younger too. Like the average age of the neighborhood is probably like, well, so a lot of people, this is kind of the sad part of living in an older neighborhood. So this is, I think this gets confusing sometimes. So our neighborhood is not like, it's not like a designated older neighborhood, like for older people, but it's just become that. Although I was at the pool and somebody was saying that, like, when it started, they thought that it was that. But I remember when my mom bought the condo and there was no discussion of it being, like, just for old. I mean, it's not like you have to be, like, a certain age and older to move in. Obviously, she's 31. And there's a few younger people in here. There's a woman in here that has, like, oh, no, she moved out of here. She had 2 high school kids. Because one of her daughter was really good friends with my friend Aaron's daughter. They lived right down there. But then there was another woman in here that had 2 teenagers too. I think they're in college now, and then they moved out. There's been some younger like people in here, but not like a lot. So the average age, I would say, I mean, really truly the average age is about 70 to 85 in here. But there's more and more because a lot of people passed away, sadly, in the last couple of years. And the condos in here, I mean, we actually got a thing in our mailbox yesterday. It was like this typewritten letter and signed by this couple, and they were like, our kids just moved to Indianapolis, and our grandkids are here, and we really want to move in the area, and we love this neighborhood. We're just looking to see if anybody is selling in this neighborhood. If you're interested, please contact us. I was like, it's interesting because like once every 6 months we'll get one of those letters. But like a condo goes for sale in here and is like sold overnight. It's unbelievable because people will tell their friends and stuff, and people are like, oh, the neighborhood's so safe, it's so nice, blah, blah, whatever. And the neighborhood surrounding it constantly rotates. Caroline and I were talking about that the other day. Like, there's a few, like, people that, like, the one house I say is my favorite house. Like, that used to be Caroline's neighbor, and then she moved in over there. And now, I don't know how old she is. She's probably, I was like, she might be my aunt and uncle's age, but she can't surely be 80. She's probably late 60s, maybe? I don't even know if she's that old. She looks fantastic if she's any older than that. But, here's a bunch of kids riding their bikes, go down to the pool. Oh, they've got like baskets on their bikes and stuff like that. That's fun. So anyway, but there, I would say in the last couple of years, there's been a lot of people, I would say around retirement age, that have moved in here, and this is like their forever home, like that they've sold. The camera stopped. Am I really already at a half an hour? I can't believe it. I feel like I've been talking for like 10 minutes. So a lot of people in here are about retirement age, and like my neighbor in the corner, she and her husband are. She actually moved in here first, retired, well, married him, retired. They're both retired now. They're retired. Well, obviously the gardener and the griller, but they're a little bit older, are retired. So a lot of people in here are around retirement age. I think my neighbor next door, the one that just walked by, I think he's like 63. And my neighbors in the corner are like 65. His wife is like 6 months older than him, because we've talked about that a couple times. So what's funny is there's a lot of like single women in our neighborhood that are around retirement age. Like they're divorced, or you know, their husbands have passed away or whatever, and so they downsize after their kids have gone off to college and they've retired, and then they move in here, or they're getting ready to retire in the next couple of years. So they move in here. A lot of these women have a crush on my neighbor. It's really sweet. He is, and I think part of it is, I mean, he's a good looking guy, but like I don't really know how to, I was like, maybe I could compare him to somebody, but he's got kind of like salt and pepper hair, parted like on the side, and like glasses, and kind of like the attractive, like kind of like nerd. He'll tell you he's like real nerdy, and he's like into like, looks up like ancestry stuff. He and I actually watch a lot of the same shows, because I'll like be like, he and she and I always start talking about Survivor and stuff like that. And he watches Amazing Race too. But the thing about him is, he's like the nicest guy in the neighborhood. We always start joking with her about how she got like the best husband in the entire world. His son that just got married, and they just had a baby too. So they have a new grandchild. Looks all boys. Their daughter and their son had all boys. Looks just like him, but like 30 years younger. So all these women will be like, if I meet somebody like new, they'll be like, where do you live? And I'm like, you know, I explain where I live, and they're like, oh, next to, and they never say her, they always say him. It's so funny. But he just like fixes stuff around the neighborhood for people. Or like, he like has removed snow from like everybody's, we'll wake up and like all the driveways and stuff, and we're like, did they come out here and plow? And it's him. Isn't that so nice? I mean, he's just the nicest guy in the entire world. They travel a lot, and then they always have like a dog sitter that stays with them, but then they'll ask us to do little stuff like their trash cans, like take their trash cans out and put them back in and stuff like that. And so I know they're like dog sitter that stays over there too. She's really, really sweet. She's the one that has like the really loud truck. But so when they go out of town, she just stays at their condo. She's really, really sweet. But it's kind of funny, but he's just the nicest guy in the entire world. We'll fix anything. Like, when I put that thing in there yesterday in the group of coalition of disgruntled residents, I mean, he just was like, anyway, it's crazy to me. Anything like, I'm trying to think of something else that he's helped me with for the last couple years. Oh, like the heater that Alex bought me to hang up here. Like, he was like, I was telling him about it one day. He's like, oh, I'll come over and I'll hang it for you. He's real handy. I said, you should be doing, like, getting paid for this handyman job stuff that you do in the neighborhood. He's like, no, I just like doing that stuff. It's just fun for him to do. Like, he just redid their entire garage. Like, his wife was gone for the day, and he, like, surprised her. They do a lot of volunteer work. A lot of my neighbors in the neighborhood, they, like, do all kinds of, like, different, like, she does a lot of education stuff because she was an administrator in education, so she still, like, works, but they are from St. Louis. They're not from here. She does, like, volunteer work for, like, school systems and stuff like that. So she was gone for the day. And she'd said something about one in the garage changed, but, like, he totally surprised her and, like, hung all these racks on the wall and stuff. I mean, it looks incredible in there. So, they're a really, really neat couple. I love them. So, wasn't that so sweet of him? Okay, so anyway, back to the book. It was really sweet. So, anyway, back to the book. By the way, when I came out here earlier with the bird feeders, people keep on sending me these, like, memes. I like to call them memes. That are, like, it'll be like this squirrel looking in the window. There's a couple different ones, but all variations of the same thing, right? It'll be like this squirrel looking through the window, like up there and being like, what's that? Motorcycle just scared all my birds away. It'll be like a bird or a squirrel looking through the door and being like, the birds wanted me to tell you that the bird feeders are empty. So I came out here today, and the bird feeders were like almost all of them empty. but there were birds on them. And then there was like some like on the ground, and I was like, there's hardly any bird feed there at all. So I came out here and I filled all the bird feeders. Oh my God, that green one is already down a little bit. That is so crazy. I literally just filled it to the top. Well, I didn't literally just, but an hour or two ago, a couple hours ago. There's so much corn out there. So I had to open a new bag of the cracked corn. It's like cracked corn wildlife mix. And I do it like at the edge of the walk. And it's all the ground is wet. So I didn't want to be on the grass. And I ripped the bag open and all this corn went everywhere on the sidewalk. So I just was like scooping it with my hand and like throwing it. So it's like all over the grass. The ducks are going to have a heyday when they come over here. Or a corn day. They're going to have a corn day. A lot of driving going on in this neighborhood today. People just kind of slowly looking and stuff. It's probably that couple. They're probably like, is there a house for sale in here? So anyway, okay, so This Book Will Bury You is about this girl that suffers like this loss and her way of dealing with grief. She's 24. She's like a late senior in college. Like that's a part of it. And so her way of dealing with grief is like getting in this forum. So anyway, she gets obsessed with this true crime thing and then meets these people in this true crime forum that are like citizen detectives. The case they solve is called Delphine. And so I was like, this is interesting because it sounds a lot like Delphi, first of all. But then it's about this murder that happens to these college kids living in a house on campus in Idaho. Sound familiar? And I was like, I even looked to see if it was like, oh, my neighbor just got home. The gardener just got home. I looked to see if it was like the co-host of Crime Junkie's book. Because I thought, does she write fiction books too, like Ashley Flowers? I was like, I don't know. Oh, because one of the characters' names in the book, her last name is Flowers. There's this isn't going to ruin anything. There's a Stacy Flowers in the book. And so I was like, what's going on here? Is this the two hosts and they're taking true crime stories and fictionalizing them? I didn't understand. But what I didn't mind about it was, oh, there's the ducks. Is that you, LaDonna? LaDonna? Somebody said in my vlog the other day, they said LaDonna wasn't there. It was all male ducks. It was all mallards. No, LaDonna was there. LaDonna is usually, it's either just her and Harold, or it's like her and like, she has 4, I think they're her bodyguards. I think she's living her Whitney Houston moment in the movie The Bodyguard, okay? I think that Harold plays Kevin Costner, but she usually has about 4 bodyguards with her, okay? I don't know. I'm kind of, oh, there's a little chipmunk right next to her. I'm kind of wondering if, like, her foot, because her foot's fine now, but I didn't know what had happened to her foot. Paw, whatever you call it. Web foot. It's web foot. It's the foot, isn't it? I didn't know what happened to it. I almost kind of wonder now because they are very protective of her. This is so strange. She is out here by herself. There's not another duck around. This is kind of, and she keeps on looking back, so Harold must be on his way, but, he must be talking to the... I like humanize them. Do you realize that? Like, she came over here and was like, I'm not waiting for Harold anymore. Harold's back there talking to his friends. He'll be here in a second. But they're usually, like, all surrounding her. They're really protective of her. I almost kind of wonder if, like, some kind of, like, a hawk or something didn't come and, like, attack her or whatever. My neighbor's fixing her flamingos in her yard because her flamingos must have fallen down with the rainstorm. I need to talk to her about the season 50 cast for Survivor. Have you guys seen it? It's a lot of people from the last couple seasons. Even there's like a winner. I don't want to ruin it for anybody if you haven't looked. But there's like a winner on there from a couple seasons ago. I was hoping Carolyn would be on there. And they announced the Traitors cast, which is going to be really, really good. But anyway, so I was like, is this going to be a retelling of like the Idaho 4 case? Like, first of all, I think it's kind of in bad taste to fictionalize that. I didn't really understand it, but it's not. I'll be honest with you, I kind of would have... The only issue I had with the book was that it was about these college kids that were killed in a house in Idaho. If she had done it, like, in Colorado or something, it would have felt similar, but... Who is talking to the duck? The other duck. It would have felt similar, but it wouldn't have, this felt like, I mean, anyway, I didn't mind it because it really is just the city and like the college environment and like the case is similar, but not really. And that's just kind of like the bouncing off part. But the book is really, really good. And like I said, oh, somebody's walking over here because LaDonna's getting real scared. Maybe that's not LaDonna. Oh, there's this dog. He's coming into the yard. LaDonna Duck is scared. She's scared of your duck. Oh, she's coming up here. The duck is obviously scared of this dog that they have, and they were just like standing there, and she's like walking up the walkway, like, get this dog away from me. Those nuts out of my face. LaDonna, it's safe, sweetie. You can go back there and eat now. My neighbor's laughing at me. Did you see she was scared? That dog was trying to scare her, eat her. He thought he was having duck for dinner tonight. She's singing that, and the baby goes, duck, duck, duck. Anyway, I didn't mind it because it's just the bouncing off part of it. I thought it was really good. I'm kind of, to be honest with you, a little surprised this book is not being more talked about. And the ratings on Goodreads was not high too. Because I was like, towards the end, I was like, is it going to be a 4 or 5? But the ending is so good. And then the ending, after the ending, like, kind of like, it's not the, what's the what I'm looking for? It starts with an E. Is that a book? Why can't I think of what it's called? The book ends on, I know, this, I'll get 6 comments on this alone. But anyway, the epilogue. Delete your comment. I said it, epilogue. But anyway, it's kind of the epilogue, or the after part is, it was just 11:11. I just looked up at the time and said 11:11. Make a wish. Make a wish. Make a wish, 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 wish. The epilogue part of it, there's no epilogue to it, but it's just kind of like the after thing to it, is really well done. And you find out even more. And then the book starting on this loss kind of ends on that. And I was like, oh, this takes the book to another level. Like, I was really impressed with it. And the narration was good. Unlike, I will tell you this, if you're an Audible person, because I was telling Nikki this last night about this book. So this book, Kaylin Bayron, You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight, is really, really good. First of all, there's representation of about everything in this very short book. The narration on Audible, like, you can hear the pages turning, and it's bad. Like, the narrator is not good. I don't know who it's narrated by. I wonder if it's narrated by the author. I almost kind of wondered if it was her that narrated. Let me look and see. No, it's not. But the narration is bad. It's really, really bad. Like, the narration is so bad on this book that it almost made me want to stop listening to it. And I was like, no, I almost picked another book because I was like, I can't with this narration. It goes in and out. Wow. Do you ever hear narration like that if you listen to audiobooks? It's bad. I mean, it sounds like it was like recorded in somebody's bathroom. But the book is so good. Well, I don't know that I would say that for a slasher book. I'm real into these slasher books, like slasher movies right now for the summer. So it's really interesting to read. So it's about this girl, and she's black, and she's a lesbian, and she works at this, I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like the Zach Bagans Museum, I guess, in Las Vegas is kind of how I related it in my head. But it's the set of this movie that was very similar to, like, the Friday the 13th movies. I can't remember what it's called. Some Creekside Lake Murders or something like that. But anyway, but these movies, like, were real famous in the 80s. There was, like, a bunch of them, like the Friday the 13th movies. So now, obviously, the movies aren't being made anymore, but the set still exists on this lake. And it's like this make-believe campsite. So there's always cabins and stuff. So these kids that have known each other, there's like 5 of them that have known each other for years, have worked there, like, all through high school and all this kind of stuff. And what it is that people come out there. It's like a haunted house. And so people come out there, and they stay there for the weekend, but, like, or they can stay there overnight, I think, in these cabins and get, like, the real experience. But then they take them on, like, a tour. And as they take them on a tour through, like, the set at night, like, there are people that come out, and, like, a girl will be like, oh my god, he's you know, chasing me, he's gonna try to stab me. And then there's, like, they reenact the scenes a little bit, but they change it up every time, because so they don't know. And, like, then some of the people that are, like, guests get chased after too. So it's like an immersive experience. It's really a cool idea, and it's all told from her point of view. The way that the narrator gets so excited about it, it's almost like she really truly, it's like a memoir. It kind of it tells it that way. So then this weird stuff happens. I don't want to tell you about it. I mean, if you like the slasher books, you would love this. It's called, and it's very, very short, You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron. Bayron. And I know I said it, somebody's going to be like, what's the book called? The book is called You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin, Kaylnn, Bayron, Bayron. And I found it because I looked up books like Clowns in the Cornfield, and it said it was trending on TikTok. So I thought if it's trending on TikTok, then a bunch of people must be talking about it. The voice is really unique. Like, her best friend at the thing is like this gay guy as well. That's black. It talks a lot about like diversity. It talks about like a lot of like racial diversity and stuff within the context of this like slasher book. It's really well done. And there's very like, it's interesting, they have a lot of conversations about like sexuality and stuff. Well, not a lot, but a few. In a way that like their age group would. So it's well done. And I mean, it's not like, well, I'm like an hour away from it being over, and I wouldn't say there's like horrible violence. There's like really like, there's insinuations of kind of like some sexual behavior, but there's like nothing specific about it. It's good though. But like, I also have an idea of how this book is going to end, which would be smart to do this book this way. But if that's how it ends, then I'm going to be kind of like, oh, I figured that out kind of early on. But anyway, I got scared when I was reading it last night and I was walking. So anyway, let's just go back to last night. So last night, well, today I woke up also, and I thought, because I woke up to text from Alex, I was like, did my prayers and meditation, I was reading through my text, I was like, it is starting to feel like he's been gone for a really long time. It's starting to feel like he's been gone for a really long time. My allergies have been so bad the last 2 days. Like, my eyes have been itching, and it hits me at about 1 o'clock in the morning. I took another allergy pill last night, and it really didn't help a whole lot. And I've been getting really, really bad headaches. I haven't really been feeling great. And in all honesty, I haven't really wanted to be around people a lot. Like, to, you know, talk to somebody that, like, I just am like, I just kind of want to, like, watch TV and be by myself. I just have not felt great. But like this morning, I woke up and I didn't feel great, and then I took, the same as I felt last night, and I took an allergy pill, and it started going away. Like, my headache started going away and stuff like that. So it is my allergies, and a lot of people are complaining about it right now. A lot of my friends have been saying like, oh my god, I feel so sick, like I feel like I've got the flu, but it's like allergies. Allergies are really bad in Indianapolis right now. So last night I walked, but I didn't get home until, it was like after 11. Here, I'll tell you, because I was texting Nikki and Alex. I texted him right when I got home last night. He said, that's a nice long walk. I'm back, I said. 11:18, I got back last night. So, I came in. When I get back from my walk, I always, and oh, I did my weightlifting, or before I left too. So I lifted and I walked. Very proud of myself. But last night, when I was coming back from my walk, at like an hour and 30 minutes, I was like, that was like the turnaround point. I was like, I just want to be back. And so I was just going to come back. But then I realized that that was going to take me to like an hour and 50 minutes. And I was like, I at least want to do 2 hours. My goal is like 2 hours every time I walk. If I don't, it's whatever. But, I mean, I was thinking about this last night when I was watching TV. I was like, I don't know, like 2 hours is a long time in the evenings, like to be gone and stuff like that. Alex could care less. He's like watching TV shows and TikToks and stuff. But then when I get home, like I want to take a shower, I want to eat, like all this kind of stuff. This little chipmunk down here is eating like up all of like that little nature stuff that I put at the end. He's so cute. He's like going around. It's where I put the box at the end. He's like, so anyway, oh my god, that green, I'm gonna have to put more food in. Oh my god, the finch feeder is low too. I'm gonna have to put more food. Oh my god, the new feeder is low too. How do they eat so much today already? I was thinking last night when I was watching TV, I was like, honestly, how long is this sustainable? Like really, this walking thing? Because I'm loving my walks. It is still like, literally until like 5 minutes before I change my clothes, I'm still like, maybe I just won't walk tonight. Every day. And then I get on my walk, and I'm like, as soon as I pass my mailbox, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I walked. So I get right into it. But like, even now, like, I really want to walk tonight, but I'm kind of like, maybe I should just take the night off. I do that every night. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so, I just kept on going around in circles. On these two like long streets outside of our neighborhood. It's like you go up a hill, then you come down another street, down a hill, up a hill. And I kept on doing it until I was like, okay, this should probably take me. to like 2 hours. And then I looked and I was at like 2 hours and 2 minutes. And so I started walking back into our neighborhood. And then I was like, no, I want to do 2 hours. I'm always competitive in my head. I was like, I want to do 2 hours and 11 minutes because then that will be 1 minute more than I did the day before. But when I got right to the T on our street where it tees off and you can turn left or right, it was like 2 hours and 9 minutes. Hey, how are you? It was like 2 hours and 9 minutes and 45 seconds. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to be at 2 hours and 10 minutes, like as I hit the driveway. I was like, I'm not. I just was like, just go inside. A minute is not going to make a difference. So I came inside. I posted my vlog. That's why I posted my vlog up late. Tonight, this vlog will get up early. My goal tonight is to, as soon as I get done with this vlog, or as soon as I get done with this vlog, go render it, and then I want to get on my walk early tonight. Like, I want to go when it's like light outside. I want to be back when it's light outside. Because the other thing is, I'm not getting to my TV shows and stuff. I'm having a hard time reading while Alex is gone. Not listening to audiobooks, but reading. And I've been doing laundry the entire weekend too. That's the other thing. But I'm having a hard time like reading while Alex is gone. It's very quiet in the house. Just to sit out here and hear the sounds of nature and stuff like that is one thing. But and last night it was like it started raining when I was walking too. There was a period of about 5 minutes. It literally just like I was like, is that a sprinkle? Or did a bird poop on me? Do you ever walk and you think that? And then it was like another one, and I was like, is it gonna rain? And literally as I thought to myself, is it gonna rain? It was when I was like coming back from the really scary part, so it's in the darkest area, okay? That out of nowhere, it just this downpour happened for like 5 minutes. So in recovery, we talk a lot about surrender, and that there's a 3rd step prayer, which is about surrender. This was me just surrendering last night. Because I started walking faster, but at this point, I'm probably, like if I would have walked straight from there, straight home, it still would have been like, I mean, it would have been like a 15, 20 minute walk. I would have been soaked by the time that I got home, right? So I just was like, there's a lot of trees hanging over, and so I was trying to like, why is my nose itching me so bad? These stupid allergies, and I gotta trim my beard, and it's, So anyway, I was like, is she hear me out here screaming? So anyway, I'm trying to like walk over, under the overhang and not get wet. And finally, I just was getting soaked so much, I just was like, just give into it. It actually felt really nice, because by that point, I was kind of like hot and sweaty, and I was like, it feels refreshing, it feels good. It kind of reminded me of my mom and I back in the day dancing in the rain. Is that a bird, or is that a squirrel? No, it's a bird in the wooden bird feeder. So I got some rain last night, but anyway, I'm having a hard time reading at night. With Alex, it's just very quiet in the house. So I was talking to Nikki, asking her how late she was going to be up, because I was going to take a shower. I wanted to eat, and then I wanted to take a shower and whatever. So I started watching. So when I eat, I watch Life After Lockup. Well, now it was Love After Lockup season 2, and now I'm watching Life After Lockup. Okay, season 2. So I'm watching it. I was like halfway through an episode when I was eating, and so I finished that episode, and then I made a cup of coffee. And at that point, it is like 12:30, and I texted Nikki and I said, I still haven't taken a shower yet. And she was like, call me when you get out of the shower. And I was like, okay. Oh, Tanya called me too, like right as I sat down. We're not going to the meeting. She and her son and her grandkids are going to, it's real undecided who's going, which grandkids are staying with. Anyway, they're going to the lake next week. So she's leaving on Tuesday, so we're not going to go to a meeting on Tuesday, but we got laughing. Oh my God, Tanya and I got laughing so hard last night. She's real into Love Island too. I was like, what have you been watching on TV? She's like, Love Island, I'm obsessed. I said, did you watch last season? So anyway, we got in, she's talking about Love Island, all this kind of stuff. My husband's texting me again. He's asking me how I'm feeling with my allergies. Listen to all the birds. So anyway, so I said, I haven't even taken a shower yet. She goes, what are you doing? Well, I just eaten. So right as I got my food out, Tanya called. And so, so I came in, I put my vlog, or uploaded my vlog, and then got my food ready and stuff like that. I had, oh my god, I bought 3 of those Orzo Mediterranean salads. I had another full one of those last night. Half of the hummus. I had some of the plant-based jerky. I had a cottage cheese. I was hungry hippos last night. So anyway, and then I like made a cup of coffee for the second episode. I kept on telling Nikki, because we've been talking about Life After Lockup. She's like, I think I've seen some of this. She's not really sure where she stopped watching it. So season 2 of Life After Lockup is like Michael, Sarah, and Megan. They're like a storyline. And then Brittany and Marcelino. I really, really like Brittany. I said to Nikki the other day, I said, I think she is so pretty. I mean, I really like her. I think she's very smart. I don't know if she's in other seasons and what happens to her later, but I really like Brittany. And she reminds me of a lot of friends of mine that are sober. And we were talking about that. And then, who are the other ones that were in? Well, I was like, I think it's coming to an end. And she's like, it's only like 10 episodes. I was like, I know, but it feels like that. Oh, Lizzie and Scott. Oh, Clint and Tracy. Because Clint and Tracy are walking down the street in Las Vegas. If you haven't watched it, I don't want to tell you what happens. But they're walking down the street in Las Vegas. And Tracy gets such a kick out of it. Tracy's passed away, if you don't know. But anyway. And I said on there, Scott passed away. And people were like, Scott passed away? Yeah, Scott passed away like shortly after they filmed that season. So, which is really sad. He was really a nice guy. I was kind of blown away with what happened in Life After Lockup season 2. I mean, it's been out for like 6 years. I don't want to, if I say it and then people will be like, I didn't know that, whatever. But like, Lizzie is the one that was in prison for drug charges for 10 years. And she gets out. And she makes Scott do this drug test. Like, they've broken up. And then like, she's coming back there to work it out. Now that orzo salad sounds so good to me, like right now. I'm like, no, you got to walk first. I'm like, I brought another battery with me because I was like, if the battery dies, I'm going to bring another battery with me. But she has Scott take a drug test. First of all, season 2, Life After Lockup, what's like the first Life After Lockup ever, is messy. Marcelino and Tino, who is Brittany's ex, get in a physical, like, full-on fight, push the cameraman out of the way. I mean, I did not like, if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. The Michael guy that was in prison, and then he was married to Sarah, and he's dating Megan. I did not love Sarah at the beginning. I ended up feeling so bad for her, and I really liked that Megan girl, and she had no clue that he was married. But now that you know he's married, and you know that he has 2 kids with her, she's like, I'm not a homewrecker. I'm like, you know he's married and has 2 kids with this woman, and you're continuing to talk to him. Now you're part of that. Now you're willingly choosing to. And she's like, well, love is, love does what love wants, and kind of things. I'm like, why do you want this man? I don't understand it. What does he have to offer you? I don't, like, it's so bizarre to me. He's not even nice to her. It's just, so then it just ends up, that season ends with him going to her door. So there must be more seasons than Michael, I guess. I don't know. To be honest with you, that storyline just bores me. I feel really bad for that Sarah girl. I mean, he looked at her and basically said, I married you just so I could have access to the kids. It's so sad at the end of it. But Tracy and Clint are in Las Vegas. They must be on further seasons of Life After Lockup because I know people have talked a lot more about their storyline and stuff like that. Tracy's passed away. Clint, she ends up with somebody completely different and has a baby. Clint was arrested for drug charges. So anyway, they're walking down the street in Las Vegas. This was one of my 2 favorite moments of all of Life After Lockup that I've watched so far. My 2 favorite moments. My number 1 favorite moment, because it was a crossover that I really needed. So the couples don't act like they know each other on the show. Like they don't, like Brittany and Marcelino don't talk about like Scott and Lizzie. Like they're not like, oh, I wonder what Scott and Lizzie are doing. I mean, it's not like they're not aware of each other on the show. Does that make sense? Like it's like 5 separate couples, and so they film them. And so I'm trying to think of another show that's kind of like that. It's like if you're watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like, until the last couple years, they would never, like, until Cynthia Bailey from Atlanta came over to, like, Los Angeles, was at some parties, they would never talk about, like, the other franchises or the other cities. It's like they didn't exist. So they don't, like, when you're watching a show, like, if you're watching just about, like, Michael and Sarah, it's not like they say, oh my God, did you hear what happened with Lizzie and Scott? But you know that they probably know because they're on their season, like, what's going on with those people. So there's this scene, well, first of all, one of my favorite 2 episodes, or scenes is Lizzie, who's a woman that got out of prison for 10 years and scammed men out of 900, oh my God, we're at an hour. She scammed men, she'll tell you, she conned them out of $900,000, and while she was in prison. This new guy on the new season, Lamondre, he is making so much money in prison that he is taking care of his woman on the outside. I was like, what? She's like, he pays my bills for me. I was like, in prison? So, and I know how that stuff works. I've heard the stories, but I was like, enough to take care of you and your kids? Like, seriously? So anyway, but we'll get to Lamondre in a second because I did not know what was about to happen. So, my first favorite scene ever from all of it, well, I guess I have 3. Okay, the newest season, when Julius, the rap star, what was his girlfriend's name? Well, it's now, I think, they had a baby together, and they're going to be on the next season of Life After Lockup. Julius is a mess. He's an absolute mess. But anyway, he's with the one girl in the hotel room that he was talking to. It's how the whole Julius storyline starts. And she doesn't leave the hotel room for like 4 days. It's like her 30th birthday. She's got mascara running down her face all the time. And he tells her he can't swim. And she goes, what do you mean you can't swim? She's like, what if we want to go to the beach? And he literally just broke up with her and said, I don't want anything to do with you anymore. And she goes, what if we go to the beach? And I'm like, girl. And then she's like, you don't have anything to offer me. And he goes, what do you mean I'm the catch? He goes, I just got out of prison. I'm the catch. All these men think they're the catch because they just got out of prison. Because they have all these women dating them. This Vincent guy, what's his girlfriend's name? Amber. He said he wrote to 10 women. And whichever one wrote him back was the one that he was going to date. I was like, you cannot make that. This show is fucking gold. Oh, God, I'm sorry. This show is, that truly was me talking to my friends. This show is gold, okay? Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. It is gold. This season, first season of Life After Lockup is, I don't know how I started watching it on season 5 and I got so bored of it. Like, and I'm so into it now. Maybe it was just timing and what I was watching at that time, but I just cannot get enough of it. So, my 3 favorite scenes, okay, first of all, the Julius scene. Second of all is when Lizzie goes to give her confession when she gets out of prison. And she's like this in the confessional. And she's like, I have to confess that every day for 10 years I masturbated and played with myself. They're literally playing her confession on they're recording it, okay, which is so bizarre to me anyway. And then she's talking about, I'm masturbating. And I don't know why it cracked me up so much. But there's a lot of favorite moments, okay? First of all, Andrea, oh, that's the other one from the last season, taking Lamar's driver's license and travel voucher. So if you don't know what a travel voucher is, when you're on parole, to go across state lines, you have to have travel vouchers from your parole officer. So if you get pulled over or get in trouble or whatever, like, that's like, she takes them and hides them so he can't go back to Los Angeles. They're there on a vacation, and she's like, no, you're staying. She's nuts. Like, I can't believe they're still together. And then he takes her phone, and she's like, I can't believe you took my phone. And he just looks at her, and she's like, I can't believe that you would do that to me. He's like, you have my driver's license, you have my ID, and my travel vouchers, and my bank cards. Because, yeah, because we need to have a discussion about how you're going to stay. That woman, I cannot believe they're still together. I mean, they were still together to this day, all these years later. I can't believe it. But anyway, my favorite scene, I think, ever. I mean, when it happened, I rewound it like 3 times. I was like, oh my God, this is such gold. So Tracy and Clint, they get married at this little chapel. They redo their wedding vows at this chapel in Las Vegas, okay? There's the big surprise. So they're walking down the streets of Las Vegas for like 4 hours, okay? Her in her wedding dress and him in his tux so that everybody can say congratulations to him in the streets of Las Vegas, which everybody's saying, congratulations, congratulations. At one point, they go, how long have you guys been married? And she goes, 2.5 hours. I was like, how long have you been walking down the hot streets of Las Vegas in that wedding dress? But anyway, it's not, like, Las Vegas is fun to walk and see stuff, but not dressed up like that. Trust me, I have blisters to prove that. So anyway, they're walking down the street, and they pass this restaurant, and somebody goes, congratulations, and they go, thanks. And you can hear in the background this woman, it's this table of 4 women, and they're watching them as they walk by, and the one woman goes, it's Scott and Lizzie. And Tracy turns to Clint, and she goes, they think we're Scott and Lizzie. And I was like, oh my God, it's the crossover that I totally needed. Like, they are aware of each other. Like, they act, and Tracy and Clint get such a kick out of it. They don't know their names. They just know they're in love after lockup. Oh, right when they walk out of the wedding chapel, this one woman yells at her and says, stay with him this time. And she goes, I'm not going anywhere. And she goes, not like last time. And the woman says something to her like, you better not, or something. And he's like, no, I got an eye on her. It's like they're all fully aware of who they are. It's so hilarious, this whole scene, but I loved it. So anyway, Nikki had gone to sleep. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, you can, when you're watching Love After Lockup or Life After Lockup, you can kind of feel if it's the last episode, because they're kind of like closing storylines. Although they didn't really do it with that season of Love After Lockup. But all of a sudden, I'm on episode, I texted it to Nikki. Hold on a second. What, I think it's episode 26 of season 2. Episode 26 is a new season of Love After Lockup. I don't understand how it works. I'm confused because it's listed as season 2, but it's a brand new season with all new people. There's this Vincent guy, and he is like, I think he's like 35 or something like that. And his girlfriend and her mother were arrested on drug trafficking charges. And, oh, the battery just went to the halfway mark. You know what? I think I'm going to stop it now and put the new battery in. That way I can just keep on talking. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's going to be a little bit longer vlog than I usually make today. Maybe. We'll see. Not a long one. No 3-hour vlog today. But anyway, oh, my neighbor's leaving. But there's all new people. There's like this Cheryl girl. I can't remember what her boyfriend's name is. Josh. It's going to be so messy. There's this one girl, and she is like, she's like married to inmates, and she's like a cam model, and she's got these kids, and her dad is taking care of the kids, and she's supposed to like marry this guy when he gets out of prison, but then she's getting a spray tan, and like this other guy calls, and you think it's the guy calling, and it's not. She's dating 2 inmates at the same time, and they don't know about each other. The show is so messy, you guys. I love it. So I'm watching a whole new season. I wonder why it was 53 episodes. So I'm watching a whole new season of Love After Lockup. And then I think it goes into Love During Lockup and then Life After Lockup. I think that's why there's so many episodes. So I'm excited. I am so excited. If you're going to watch it, I think somebody said it's on Philo or something, but I have AMC, the app. I love the AMC app. I think it's totally worth it. I think you can get it as an add-on on Prime and stuff like that as well. I mean, if it's $9.99 a month, I personally think it's worth it. I watch a lot on AMC. But if you do get AMC and you watch it, no, I'm not sponsored or anything. I'm just telling you. I mean, there's some apps on there. The WoW Presents app, the RuPaul one, I hardly ever watch that app. And I think that might be one of the most expensive ones. The Disney one, I hardly ever watch either, but we have like a package with that. It's like Disney and Hulu. I haven't watched Hulu in forever either. The apps I watch the most right now, it kind of changes throughout the year. Like, I watch Apple a lot, but I haven't been watching it a lot lately. Recently, I've been watching Netflix, AMC, Peacock, Paramount, and Prime. Those are probably the ones I've been watching the most lately. But anyway, if you watch it on AMC, what I would recommend doing is, it goes in, it has it by seasons. Just watch season 1, episode 1. Just start there and go straight through. You'll understand it when you watch it. And then when you get to some episodes, like this one episode they threw in between like season 2 and Life After Lockup, it was just like, but it had people on there that I didn't know. So what I realized was, oh, they must have, maybe what they did with Love After Lockup season 2 is split it. Maybe they had like a very long season with 2 different groups of people. I don't know. One of the women in there, I can't think of what her name is, but she's like 12 years older than her boyfriend. That's the inmate. She was on season 1. And like she went to the bus station and was like sitting around smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. And he didn't show up because he was still incarcerated. But they're on this new season, too. She's real sweet. I'm excited to see what happens. But her friend brings all this beer over, and she's drinking. This woman, she's like, I don't know how old she is, but she's a good-looking woman. And she's sitting there, and she's like, it reminded me of, do you remember Sharon Stone's friend that killed her whole family in Basic Instinct? That's who this woman reminds me of. And she's like, she tells me what to do because she was in prison for a long time. I was like, for what? They don't ever say. And she says, and she conned a lot of men out of money when she was in prison. It's her best friend. Anyway. He's not even out yet. But I'm only on episode 1. I watched episode 1 last night. I was like, this is going to be so good. So then, when I got done with that and I ate, I then took a shower, put my comfy pajamas on, and then I kind of just like laid on the bed for a second. I was just kind of like rolling through my phone. I was like, I could go to sleep right. I was like, no, because I wanted to finish Shelter. So I came downstairs and I thought I had only I thought I had an episode and a half left of Shelter, but I was on episode 6. So I had like 2 episodes plus 40 minutes of the 6th episode. So I finished Shelter last night, which is the Harlan Coben show on Prime. First of all, okay, so it's about teenagers. It's like their teenager version, but it is and it isn't. There's a lot of adults that play like major roles in there. It's really about trafficking is what it's about. But could somebody explain to me, I have never once watched a Harlan Coben show. Like, are all his books like this too? What is his obsession with strip clubs? I've never once, and I've watched now almost all the Harlan Coben shows. All the ones on Netflix. I think there was like, well, the 2 new ones I haven't watched, and there's like 2 other ones I haven't watched. So 4, I might watch one tonight. What is his obsession with strip clubs? Literally every Harlan Coben show, are the books the same way? Every Harlan Coben show is centered around a strip club. Like every single one of them. And I was like, when I started watching this, I was like 3 episodes in, I was like, oh, thank God there's going to be no strip club. There's a strip club in this one. I was like, a bunch of these teenagers are like getting into the strip club to like go save somebody. I was like, what is going on? I will tell you this, I liked it, I wouldn't recommend it, and I'll tell you why. When it gets to the end, Harlan Coben, all the shows on Netflix are like conclusive at the end. This one does not end conclusively. It ends so weird that I was like, so apparently they were looking at a season 2, but Prime decided not to do it or something, which is weird because the Harlan Coben shows don't usually have season 2s, it's just standalones. And they end conclusively. But I got to, oh, they're bringing their grandbaby out. Oh, hey, how are you? You guys look so nice.
Going up to his son's house.
Oh, have fun.
Early Father's Day.
Oh, happy Father's Day. Have fun. They're all dressed up, taking the grandbaby over there. So anyway, what was I saying? So, it must be a summer thing when the planes like fly over lower, because I can hear them. I mean, you can see them, they're real low. Somebody said they were FedEx ones. That's not a FedEx one. I don't know what that is, but it's like American or Delta, but it's not a FedEx one. Anyway, and that looked like it was leaving, not coming. That direction? No, that would have been coming into Indianapolis unless it's doing circles around. It doesn't matter. But anyway, it just kind of ends. Like, something happens at the very end that was like, you find something out at the very end, but literally it just like happens, and then it ends, and the credits roll. And I'm like, I'm confused. What just happened? We don't get to find out any more than that. I mean, there's like relationships that are like hanging in limbo that you don't get to find out. There's whole storylines that you don't even find out at the end of it. And so I looked, and I was like, because it's 8 episodes, I was like, am I wrong? Because I always look to see how many episodes there are in a show before I start watching it. I was like, am I wrong? Is there like 10 or 12 episodes in this? No, it was 8 episodes, and it ended. And I was like, I looked it up, and I was like, apparently, so the main character is this kid named Mickey Bolitar. So apparently, it's book 1 in the Mickey Bolitar series. So now I kind of want to read the Mickey Bolitar books by Harlan Coben just to find out what happens. It's about this group of people, and they're all into like, it's about a lot about, it's not just trafficking, it's about saving kids and saving people. I really liked it. If it had ended a little bit more conclusively than that, I would have been like, if it had a 9th episode and was pretty conclusive, I'd have been like, I loved this show. That ending it just literally just stopped. I was like, what just happened? I am so confused about this. I love the characters, I love everything. In fact, if it had ended conclusively, it might be my favorite Harlan Coben show I've watched so far, except for What Was the Innocent. I really liked that one in Spain. That was good. But I was so confused about it. And then, when I got done with that, did I start something else last night? I feel like I watched, I don't even remember what I did. Anyway. What did I do before I started watching that? I watched something else. I don't even remember. Because I got started on that late, and it was like 6:20 when I went to bed. And I slept like deep at first and then not great. So I don't feel super rested. I may take, if I go on my walk early and I get my walk done early tonight, I may take a shower and take a nap and then get up and watch my shows. But yeah, that was my night last night. So it was a good night. Very relaxing. I'm loving my walks. It's so funny now because this little chipmunk is like he is like so happy that all his food is in the yard and all the birds are gone right now. Well, they're on the bird feeders, but not on the ground. He's like hopping all around. But when I walk like outside this neighborhood, especially like places that I walk every day or every other day, you know, like when people walk by here that I don't know from my neighborhood, and I'll be like, oh, hey, and they're like, hey, it's good to see you, you know, stuff like that. Like now when I walk outside this neighborhood, there are people that know me, and they'll be like, there's this one street that I go down, this guy's always working on his pickup truck in the driveway. He's like, good to see you. He always says that to me every time I walk by. He's real nice. So he's probably a serial killer trying to like be nice to me so he can put me in that pickup truck and hide me away somewhere. Oh, look at that little chipmunk. Well, hi, honey. I gotta show you guys. This is so cute. Please don't run away, little chipmunk. Oh, he did just run away. Dang it. As soon as I was gonna show you guys, he ran away. He's going after all that corn over there, chasing after all that corn. Well, there's other stuff in that mix too. You guys, I have the most ridiculous stuff in this bin. I mean, it started with bird feed, and I have like 3 different kinds of bird feed, but the one that they really like is the Midwest cherry flavor. Who was over here the other day and they said their birds, oh my God, I have to, oh, there he is, he's out in the yard now. They said their birds don't like it, so the really fine stuff. That's the only one that my bird, oh, he just is hopping all around. Oh my God, he is so happy. The birds that I get, maybe it's because I get smaller birds, they don't like the seeds, like the sunflower seed looking things. I don't know what those seeds are, but they don't like those. They've left them on the ground. They will not eat them out of the bird feeder. They don't really eat a lot of those. They like the really fine. There was like a squirrel on it looked like on the top of our roof over there. They like the real fine bird feed, but I have that. And then I have like, what do I put out there for the rabbits? The carrots, and then what did I find that I ordered this nature place? It's like alfalfa or Timothy. But anyway, it's like little hay kind of stuff. It comes in these cubes, and you like wet them and put them out there. They love that. They're gone. Like the first day they didn't. I don't think they knew what to do with it. But now like every time I put them out there, they're gone the next day. The carrots are like, I don't put as many carrots out there, but when I do, there's not as many left. And then I got this bag of like these like special treats, like dandelions and flowers and stuff like that. And I put those out, and those are gone every day. The corn is literally the corn is the big seller. If you want to have squirrels, chipmunks, rabbits, ducks, everything in your yard, get the cracked corn. But put in wildlife cracked corn mix on whatever website you look up, and it'll come in. If anybody else has, when I'm walking, I always look like for live dandelions, because apparently rabbits really like live dandelions. But I don't really see that many. I think they're more like a spring kind of thing, right? I don't even see the ones where you blow them in the wind and make a wish, you know? Anyway. Well, all right, I think I'm gonna get off here now and go inside and get this rendered and posted, or rendered so I can upload it and post it. I'm gonna go take my walk early. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Happy early Father's Day. Bye. Love ya.